as you know, the kitchen has been down a while, and so because of that, I'm trying to get back into my routine. But before I can do that, I've got to get all of the things that were in the living room and dining room out and back into the various cabinets. And so because of that, that's what we're going to do today. We're going to work on that. And I'm going to give you 5 tips for organizing your kitchen. If you've been with us a while, you know that we have been in the midst of a project. We're almost ready to get into this kitchen and start officially cooking right here. I'm having to totally rethink organization. And as your life changes and as you mature, you find that the way you organized 30 years ago is not the way that you organize now. So we are going to take a look at organization, and we're going to get all of the stuff that was taken out of the kitchen, and I'm going to show you a little bit about some of those things that came out of the kitchen. I have certainly learned one thing: purge, 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 and then purge again. It took a week to get everything out of the kitchen, but I am bound and determined that we're going to reorganize, do a little bit of purging again, and we're going to get things back into the cabinets. And when the kitchen is totally finished, then I'll bring you in. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is to make sure that your kitchen cabinets are perfectly clean on the outside as well as on the inside. Now, you know, when I'm wiping down these cabinets, all I need is my sink full of nice soapy water, a soft towel, and dip it, wring it out good, and give everything a nice wipe off. And that's perfect for these cabinets. Tip number 2 is I like to put my silverware in the little short drawers, and I want it right here next to my dishwasher, because as I take them out of the dishwasher, I can put them right into the drawer. I've started working on this particular cabinet, and I tried to put, because I have my coffee station just below this particular location, I decided that I would put my coffee cups up above it and some of my travel cups as well. Now, if you look on top, you're going to see those things that I don't use very often. That's like the gravy boat, my teapot, and some of the cream and sugar types of containers. Those are going to go up on top. So what I now need to do is to place in the plastic containers, because those are the things you're going to use when you are in the process of putting food away. And this is right next to the stove and the microwave, so I think this would be a good location. Tip number 3 is to designate certain stations in your kitchen. This particular station is just above my coffee, and so because of that, I have the mugs and all the necessary things for coffee just above it. You'll notice that I'm placing those items on the upper shelf that I will not use every day. So that would be things that we might use in another season, or even some of the decor that is designated for special holidays. Tip number 4 Be sure to stack as much as possible when it comes to your plasticware. Stack one inside of the other. Our like items together as well. And you know what? Don't forget to put the tops with the container. Well, I think I'm happy with what I have in place, and I know for sure that I don't have any containers left on my dining room table. All of the coffee cups are in place, and of course, there's our coffee ready to go. Don't forget, when it comes to your plasticware, plastic storage containers, you want to divide and conquer. If the container doesn't have a top, get rid of it and store the tops with the containers. Tops, tops, tops have a way of multiplying, and you're just thinking, where are the containers? And so I'm still finding more tops, and I'm trying to find the containers that they actually go with. So I'm going to continue to try to sort through. And you know, I told you I put the tops in a container so they can all go together, like tops together. And I have found a few additional ones along the way, but we're going to have to figure out where in the world these tops belong. And I just knew I had everything sorted. So I'm going to work on that. Speaking of tops, you know, I like Rubbermaid, whether you decide to go with a more rubbery container or you decide to go glass. The good thing is that the tops lock together. They lock together. So when you're storing them, you can lock them together and they're almost like one piece. So that makes them easy to store. Now this goes on my quart jar, wide mouth, but these go on my little small jars, and I'm going to use these in the spice pan. So I'm just making sure I have a top for each one. I didn't want to use metal for the spices. I prefer a more plastic or rubbery top. So okay, so those are done. And I'm trying to see if I have some for my little jars, but these are the jelly jars, and I don't think I have any rubbery lids. So I'm going to have to put these back and also put my extra plastic lids away as well. So let me get that done. The next thing I think about are the pots and pans. You can see where the stove is, and next to that stove is where I want easy access to my pots and pans. So here I can open, I can place all of my pots and pans, and I'll take you a little closer so you can see, but all of my pots and pans are right here next to my stove, and those that I use the most are right on top. And those that I don't use as frequently are down on the bottom. Okay, so those on top are those that I use, and those on the bottom are those that I only use maybe once or twice a year. Now I have everything in this corner that involves cooking. I have all of my cooking tools, my cooking mitts are right here in the drawer. Now I already know I'm going to have to go back through it and kind of reorganize with some nice organizing dividers. But I'm not going to take time to do that just yet. At this point, it's all about getting it where it's going to go. And in that bottom drawer, it is full of tops. Tops that go to all of those pans that were over in and on the carousel. I also like to store the glassware and dishes right here where it's easy access from the dishwasher onto the shelf. How easy is that? And in fact, the glasses are right across from the refrigerator, which is over there. And so take the glass out, go to the refrigerator, and it's great flow. So you want your kitchen to flow. Be sure to store your seasonal decorative items. If you have an extra cabinet available, put those in a cabinet by themselves. Store them individually. Now, you'll notice that at the bottom of this cabinet that you're going to see some of the cords and wires and all of those good things that involve the network, your security. If you can, have an electrician and your internet provider to place your attachments inside of the cabinet so that it's out of the way and out of sight. If you're going to have a messy spot, at least be able to close the door. Our next tip is to be able to store your small appliances and casserole dishes in a pull-out drawer. And of course, if those casserole dishes have tops, put the tops with them. Those items that are not your everyday items and are more seasonal or decorative, be sure to place those on an upper shelf. Easy to access dishes, saucers, plates, bowls are on the lower shelves. Glasses next that you're going to use every day. And on top are those serving items that may only be for special occasion. Whew! This has been quite a work day. And you know, we got things back into the cabinets. And let me remind you of those tips. That number one, start with clean cabinets inside and out. Second, you're going to want to make sure that you have special locations where you'd like for things to be. Dishes, glasses, you want them in the vicinity of the dishwasher, as well as your silverware near the dishwasher. So when you take those items out of the dishwasher, you can put them right there in the cabinets where they go. And of course, the glasses should be as close to the refrigerator as possible so that you have easy access and good flow. Now, once you get over there to the stove, that's where you're going to make that your cooking area. So you're going to have your pots and pans, your specialty cooking utensils, all those kinds of things, tops, lids, those kinds of things are going to be in that area, as well as your storage containers are in that area. So when you finish cooking and it's time to clean up, you can just reach and get the containers with their lids that you want. Now, I even put together a baking section where my KitchenAid is right there, and I have all of my baking tools right there in those cabinets, so that when I'm baking, everything is in that area. So establish your areas and then work from there. Now you notice I didn't take you through the spice drawer, and that's because I'm still pondering exactly how I'm going to do it. And it will probably change a couple of times before you see it, because you know how it is. We have to put it together, try it out, and then tweak it. So when I get ready to do some tweaking, I'll bring you in on that and you can help me do it. But you know what, guys, this has been so much fun. You've had a chance to see a little advanced peek of what's going on here in the kitchen. And when everything is finished, then I'll bring you into the kitchen and give you a complete tour. So thank you very much for being right here with me and for working alongside of me. I love it, knowing that I am not working alone, that there are always others out there who have great suggestions and who gain some suggestions along the way. So keep these tips in mind, and these are even tips that even when you have an established kitchen, things get out of place and you might have to reorganize. So keep those tips in mind. So if you are a family member, I am hoping that you will have an absolutely blessed time here in the kitchen each time you visit. And for those of you who are new members to the family, mwah, 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 and really to all of you, I hope you will come back very soon to the Ebony, Ivy, and Thyme kitchen, because it is here where there is much love. So have a blessed and wonderful day.